Problemista is a new A24 movie that's pretty interesting. It's about a young man from El Salvador who has dreams to work for Hasbro to make toys that are more relatable, like things that are kind of off-kilter but smart. And unfortunately for him, he has to live in the United States of America to apply for the job at Hasbro that he really wants. And he got denied on the first shot, but he wants to apply again in another year. But his visa is up for renewal, and unfortunately, if he doesn't get a regular job, he can't stay in the country. So the catch is he can't even work, but he has to do like an internship, enough hours to have someone sign off on his paperwork before he can actually start working, but he's told to go out and do like Craigslist-style jobs to get cash because it costs a lot of money to renew your passport or your visa or your green card or whatnot. And he ends up kind of meeting this woman named Elizabeth, who is this very erratic, angry woman who is kind of like the ultimate Karen. And it turns out her husband cryogenically froze himself because he was an artist that was misunderstood, and he thinks if he freezes himself, when he becomes unfrozen, his art will then be understood. And his art is 12 portraits of eggs. The most weirdest egg portraits you'd ever seen, most likely. And she wants to put on a gallery for him to prove that he's worth something, to get the money to pay for the cryogen freeze to stay happening. And it turns out that Alejandro, the main character, used to work for that company and met her on the day that he was fired from the company because he inadvertently unplugged the backup generator that her husband was attached to. Now, you think that comes into play later, but it doesn't. Ideally, he ends up working for her, hunting down all 12 portraits from other galleries and areas and putting on a show, but he deals with the most crazy, ridiculous situations you could ever imagine. This movie is weird, it's long, it's tedious, but it's interesting and funny and charming and unsettling at the same time. Now, it stars this guy I've never seen before, Julio Torres. He's also the writer-director of the movie, and I guess he's written for SNL and other things, and this is his directorial debut on film. And his co-star, who plays Elizabeth, is Tilda Swinton, giving an amazing performance, and her husband is RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan. Perfect. Great casting all around. Interesting movie. It's an A24 movie if I ever seen one. If you like those types of movies, if this sounds kind of interesting, you should check it out. But you should definitely check out my movie review podcast, Movie Toast Newsroom Reviews, available wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you, and please stay toasty.